In today's fast-paced world, with its endless stream of comparisons and judgments, it's all too easy to lose oneself in a maze of self-doubt. As the digital age intensifies the spotlight on our lives, many of us grapple with feelings of inadequacy and inferiority. Yet the ancient Stoic philosophers, in their timeless wisdom, provided us with the tools to rise above such negative perceptions and reclaim our innate self-worth. Join me as we explore 5 profound Stoicism lessons, reminding us that no external force can truly make us feel inferior without our consent. And if this journey resonates with you, please consider subscribing to stay updated on more wisdom from the ages. Lesson number 1. Man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them. The Stoics believed that events, in their essence, are neutral. It's our personal interpretations that endow them with power and meaning. For instance, consider being in a scenario where you're sharing a passionate idea at work and a colleague abruptly interjects, "I don't see how this would work." Now there are multiple lenses through which you could view this comment. One might immediately jump to the negative, thinking, "They believe my idea is terrible. Perhaps I'm not fit for this role. Maybe everyone in this room thinks I'm inept." Such a viewpoint could lead to feelings of dejection, embarrassment, or even anger. However, another interpretation could be more neutral or even positive. You might think, "They're expressing concerns about the feasibility of my idea. Perhaps I should probe deeper, seeking specific feedback or clarify the points I've made." Approaching the comment with this mindset could lead to feelings of engagement, proactivity, and a readiness for constructive dialogue. The crux here is that the colleague's comment remains consistent in both interpretations. However, the emotional and mental reactions differ profoundly based on one's personal perception of the event. In our daily lives, it's effortless to gravitate towards negative interpretations, especially when tinged with self-doubt. However, by actively opting to view situations through a neutral or even constructive lens, we can preserve our emotional balance and adeptly tackle challenges. Whenever faced with potentially adverse events, it's beneficial to pause, reflect, and ask, "How am I choosing to perceive this? Is there a more balanced or constructive way to understand it?" Such introspection can often lead to transformative shifts in perception, altering the very nature of the experience. Lesson number 2. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Every thought you entertain shapes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself you're inferior, you're crafting that narrative. But the power of change also lies within you. By focusing on empowering thoughts and affirming your worth, you can reshape your world. Our thoughts aren't mere fleeting moments of consciousness. They are potent forces that sculpt our emotions, actions, and ultimately, our reality. Consider the often overlooked act of self-talk. The narrative we maintain about ourselves, whether it's filled with self-criticism or self-affirmation, has a direct bearing on our daily experiences. If one continually indulges in thoughts of inadequacy or self-doubt, it's akin to wearing tinted glasses that color every experience with shades of inferiority. The world might be filled with opportunities, but through the lens of negative self-perception, those possibilities become obscured. However, the beauty of Aurelius's insight lies in the inherent promise of change. By recognizing the influence our thoughts wield, we can become active participants in reshaping our mental landscape. This means consciously redirecting our focus towards empowering thoughts, ones that validate our worth and potential. With time and intention, this mental shift doesn't just reshape our internal dialogue. It transforms the very essence of our lived experiences, painting our world in hues of optimism and self-belief. Lesson number 3. If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Epictetus's wisdom offers a refreshing perspective in our age of constant exhibitionism and the need to portray perfection. At the heart of this Stoic lesson is the reminder that humility, not hubris, is the foundation for genuine growth and self-improvement. In today's world, where social media platforms showcase curated lives, and where admitting lack of knowledge is often seen as a weakness. The pressure to always know and show is immense. This constant performance can be exhausting and, more crucially, detrimental to our personal development. Pretending to understand or acting as if we have all the answers might protect our egos momentarily, but it stunts our growth in the long run. Admitting ignorance, on the other hand, creates a space for learning, asking questions and seeking guidance. The Stoics understood the value of being an eternal student, of recognizing that the vast expanse of knowledge can never be fully grasped by one individual. By shedding the fear of appearing naive or uninformed in areas outside our expertise, we open doors to deeper understanding and enriched experiences. This humble approach not only liberates us from the anxiety of pretense, but also paves the way for genuine improvement and enlightenment. In letting go of the need to always appear impeccable, we find the freedom to truly grow and evolve. Lesson number 4. Freedom is secured not by the fulfilling of one's desires, but by the removal of desire. In a world where we're continually pushed to desire more, to be more, and to have more, this Stoic philosophy reminds us that true freedom and contentment lie in letting go of these endless yearnings. Society, with its myriad of influences, often tricks us into believing that our happiness is contingent upon external acquisitions. Be it wealth, status, relationships, or material possessions, there's a continuous narrative suggesting that obtaining these will finally grant us satisfaction. Yet many find that even after achieving these milestones, a lingering void remains. Epictetus suggests that it's not the acquisition, but the act of desiring itself that binds us, chaining us to an endless treadmill of aspiration. By understanding and internalizing this Stoic wisdom, we can learn to detach our sense of self-worth from external validations. Instead of constantly striving for the next big thing, we can find solace in our present, recognizing and cherishing the inherent value we possess within. This doesn't mean abandoning ambition, but rather refining it with wisdom to ensure it's driven by genuine growth and not by fleeting desires. As we cultivate this mindset, the shackles of societal pressures loosen, granting us the freedom to define our own path and value, unburdened by external expectations. Lesson number 5. It is not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who hankers after more. This ancient Stoic insight serves as a mirror, reflecting the emptiness of relentless pursuit while highlighting the depth of gratitude and acceptance. Today, we're constantly bombarded with advertisements and societal pressures that subtly push us toward a belief that our worth is tied to our assets and accomplishments. The newest gadget, the bigger house, the next promotion. These become markers of success. Yet many who achieve these markers find themselves still feeling unfulfilled, trapped in a hamster wheel of perpetual wanting. Seneca's words are a clarion call to break free from this cycle and recognize that true richness is not defined by accumulation, but by appreciation. By adopting this Stoic perspective, we can pivot from external validation to internal contentment. It urges us to understand that the essence of wealth is not in possessing, but in being content with what we have. When we start valuing our inner character, wisdom, and growth over material gains, we not only foster a richer internal life, but also become more resilient to external pressures and the inevitable ebb and flow of fortunes. In doing so, we find a more sustainable, authentic, and deep-seated happiness that isn't swayed by the shifting sands of societal standards. The wisdom of Stoicism, though centuries old, remains a guiding light in our modern struggle with feelings of inadequacy and inferiority. It's a gentle reminder that our value doesn't lie in external judgments, but in our internal fortitude, character, and choices. Embrace these teachings and remember, no one holds the power to make you feel inferior unless you grant them that authority. Stand tall in your essence and let the world see your authentic light. If you've found solace in these Stoic lessons, please consider subscribing for more enlightening content. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and may you always find strength in the wisdom of the ancients.